Now, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how a masculine man can truly only become alpha when he does this one thing. Now, the one thing that you're going to find out sooner rather than later in this video is going to make it effortless for you to attract women, not pedestalize beauty, and on top of that, make you free from actually being attached to lust that oftentimes keeps you trapped mentally and makes it much harder to attract women, talk to women, and communicate with women. So because of that, I'm going to be unpacking all of this step by step in today's video. So that way you can take your dating life to a level of fulfillment that you've probably never had before. Now, when today's video is over, I want you to do one thing and one thing only. I want you to go down below, I want you to click the link in the description, and I want you to check out the full-length MBT Masculine Behavioral Technique webinar presentation that I put together for you, because inside of that, we take some of these concepts even a step further, and you're going to see exactly step by step how you can actually get results in your dating life at a far quicker pace. So be sure to check that presentation out below in the description once today's video is over. Let's dive in. Okay, I am making this video so that way you do not chase the wrong things in life, and here's what I mean by that. Masculine men are only alpha when they do this one thing, or when they adapt this one mindset principle into their life. And that one mindset principle would be the fact that female beauty has to mean nothing to you, especially when you're dating. And I'm going to explain why. You see, the key to actually understanding proper masculine to feminine dynamics is that you can never put beauty or looks on a pedestal ever. The second that you do this, you are going to start to demonstrate low value behavior, and I'm going to explain why. What you have to do is you have to understand what happens when beauty holds weight over you, okay? When beauty holds weight over you, here's what happens. The first thing is you become weaker as a man. The second thing is you start to acquiesce to behavior that you previously wouldn't. Okay, so you start making more concessions. You start acquiescing to behavior that you're probably not a fan of, and you start to go with the flow, or you go along to get along just because you think the girl's hot. And this is not very good, and she's going to start to see through this in a quick hurry. Last but not least, you put her on a pedestal above you. So I'm going to explain to you exactly why women hate this. When you start to demonstrate behavior that shows that beauty holds weight over you, and you got to understand, men truly do make these mistakes at any age, any height, any income level, at any level of status. Okay, if a guy falls for a specific girl and he's head over heels in love with her or how she looks, women hate this, and here's why. When you're with a woman and she can see that her beauty holds a lot of weight over you, this subconsciously signals to the woman that her beauty is above your status or holds more value than your status. Say that with me one more time, because this is one of the most powerful lines, or this is one of the most powerful sentences to understand the value exchange that's going on. When you put beauty on a pedestal, this subconsciously signals to the woman that her beauty is above your status or holds more value than your status. And now she resents you, and now she exits. And this is the cycle that majority of modern men are going to go through, okay? Beauty controls them. Beauty is put on a pedestal. They're controlled by their lust. They don't know why they're slowly becoming emasculated. And now every interaction, every relationship that they end up in starts to go south. This is why. So, the only way to start to detach from these habits is you have to actually analyze the attitude of a stoic or a masculine man. The key to this is not letting your emotions control you. So you treat everybody the same. When you treat everybody the same and you treat everybody with a good default level of respect, you start to realize that your emotions do not control you, and how you treat people is dictated by their behavior, not how they look. This makes you mature, okay? This actually makes you a real man or a mature man, because you look at people through the lens of not just how they look, you look at who they are as an individual. So, let me give you an example. I don't care if this could be the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, Victoria's Secret model, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, I don't care. Or this could be an 85-year-old woman at a nursing home. You treat people the same. How you act is not like how you act, you don't change just based on how somebody looks. Okay? That's a very mature concept to understand. You remain indifferent to beauty and to looks. Say that with me one more time. A masculine or a stoic man remains indifferent to beauty or to looks. Now, why would this be? Why do you have to act like this, or why is this so important? This is important because they haven't earned you yet. Okay, think about this at a deep level. If a beautiful woman, all she has to do is show up and look pretty, she hasn't done anything to earn you. So what the woman's going to see is you're naturally won over way too easy. Your indifference, okay, you're indifferent to beauty and to looks. Your indifference is a turn on. Your indifference is going to signal that you have options, and your indifference is going to make her more attracted to you. So your indifference shows that you're used to women on her level of beauty. When a woman sees that you're already used to women on her level of beauty, she feels like you're now qualified to potentially have her. There's nothing more that a woman despises than an unequal value exchange where you're subconsciously signaling to the woman that her beauty is above your current level of status. This is the fastest way to turn a woman off. So your indifference shows that you're used to women at her level of beauty. Now, when you do that, naturally, this demonstrates pre-selection. When you adapt this mindset and you carry yourself this way in social settings or in social situations, you can start to demonstrate pre-selection or pre-selected qualities without even having other women around you. Because they can tell through body language, they can tell through tone of voice, they can tell through attitude and demeanor that you're used to this. That when she's around you, it's an average, everyday, common occurrence that you're used to interacting with women of this level of beauty. And not to mention that her beauty doesn't hold any weight or any power over you. It is impossible to be a fully congruent, solid, masculine man if beauty is what you put on a pedestal and if that starts to control you. So, the key, okay, to actually attracting more women is understanding the key benefits of status and pre-selection. So this is why you must generate status and pre-selection. And I'm going to give you my theory, okay? I did not read this out of a book. It's not like this is Casey's theory. This is mine, my own theory. Now, here's what I believe why status and pre-selection today can be one of the most important driving factors if a woman's attracted to you or not. You see, we don't live in prehistoric times where community is small and everybody knows everybody. So I want you to think about this from a long time ago. Think 1,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago, or 3,000 years ago, whatever the case may be. Just think about a time that's really old, okay? We don't live in prehistoric times where community is small and everybody knows everybody. If we lived like this, every woman would know your current level of status. So they would be able to look at you and they're like, oh, that guy, he's known for that. Or this guy, he's the leader of, this. Or this guy's the leader of this. Or when it comes to this game that we play as a community, he typically wins at that game, right? Like a woman can easily look at you and identify where you're at in the status hierarchy amongst the others. That's how it would be if we lived in a small community and everybody knew everybody. This is my theory is that since we don't live like that anymore in prehistoric times, the issue that men run into is they don't actually know how to generate attraction with the women that they're around. So just hear me out for a second. Women typically know exactly how to generate more attention or more attraction. They know how to look beautiful, they know certain ways to carry themselves, and oftentimes they know that if they dress or look a certain way, they're going to gather more attention. However, men are oftentimes clueless. So you walk down the street, and since it's not like community like this, like it was a long time ago, or prehistoric times, whatever you want to call it, you walk down the street and women have no idea who you are, women have no idea your status level, and women have no idea what your current sexual market value is. They have no idea because you're just a random guy passing down the street or you're a random guy out in public. Now, a very, very few, select few men who probably have high follower accounts of social media or things like that, or celebrities, but we're talking the 0.00, and obviously this is a made up statistic, but a made up percentage, but just think about it, this is less than 1%. okay, of the men. So it's pretty hard for a woman to really see like what your status level is or kind of how she wants to categorize you. So since we live like this now where everybody is connected, and since cities are very big, therefore it's almost impossible for her to gauge the attraction level that she has towards you. So this is why status and generating pre-selection is so important. So what I advise all of you to do, especially if you're looking to improve your dating life, is you need to grow your social life. You need to be known as a man who has options or can generate options. And you need to visibly demonstrate that you have options or that you have friends. And I don't care if you do this by going out in public with a large social group. I don't care if you do this by taking pictures with other friends, other people that you know. I don't care if you do this by taking photos even with some of the women that you're out with. You need to visibly demonstrate, because if the woman cannot physically see it with her own two eyes that this guy is selected or this guy already has women responding well to him, it is virtually impossible for her to become attracted to you, because it's so hard. Because what women will typically do is they see how the other women behave and how the other women respond towards you. That dictates if she wants to continue talking to you, and that dictates if she wants to continue to invest into you. So this is so important. Now, when you don't listen to these rules, if you want to call them rules, right? These are all the dangers of putting beauty on a pedestal, because there's quite a lot of them. Think about this at a deep level with me. A woman's kryptonite or a woman's Achilles heel is attention. If she's being validated and has tons of attention, especially male attention being thrown at her, she wants that. She wants more of it. Okay, she craves it. Now, men oftentimes don't understand what their kryptonite is. A man's kryptonite or a man's Achilles heel is lust. Okay, or beauty. This is the fastest way to have a high value man who has a lot going for himself start to crumble and almost fall into bad behavior when his lust controls him. So putting beauty on a pedestal makes your brain sex focused, and nothing productive in life can happen when you're sex focused. Like nothing positive can come out of life when you're sex focused. Your brain is focused now on lust. So when you actually put beauty on a pedestal and your brain is focused on these things, these are all the issues. The first is now you give into lust. Okay, the more you give into lust, now you become emasculated. The more, and just think about that for a second. Why do you become emasculated? Well, you become emasculated due to the fact that she now has power over you. She has power over your emotions. Her beauty holds weight over you. All of those things. Now you become emasculated. Now, once you're emasculated, you don't feel confident or centered as a man. You don't feel strong. Well, what happens? Now your emotions are all over the place. And this is not good. This is not a good way to live. So what I'm trying to tell you is that beauty must mean nothing to you. Absolutely nothing. Because masculine men are only alpha when they're able to do this. And the one thing that they need to be able to do is not put beauty or looks on a pedestal ever. This is slowly going to be a man's downfall. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to check out that webinar link that I have down below in the description, and we'll see you in the next one.